This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Ryan Poles is the best general manager in Chicago Bears history, at least in my 27 years on the planet. And he has done a great job by tearing this thing down, cleaning the books, and building this team through a strong strategy of drafting, trades, and free agent moves. He has had some big losses, no denial about this. Just going to put it out there. Chase Claypool, huge loss, but very little mistakes to a ton of wins as a general manager. And he has built this team so well over the past year and a half that they're not only going to make some more noise this season, but for a very long time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. I am here today to break down Ryan Poles' top 5 moves of the 2024-2025 offseason, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it as well, which, by the way, not including any of the draft, just free agents and other moves. Now, before I get more into today's show, make sure you hit that like button if you think Ryan Poles is one of the best general managers in Chicago Bears, if not Chicago sports history, along with commenting your favorite move that Poles has done this past offseason. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help us hit 18,000 before week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. So starting off with my first move, number 5 out of my top 5 would be offensive guard Ryan Bates. It was a move done via trade with the Buffalo Bills, where the Chicago Bears sent a 2025 fourth round pick, taking on a $4.7 million cap hit from Bates. I gave this a B. I think he is solid considering the fact he's 27 years old, 6'4" and 302 pounds, a very athletic tackle who's played in 73 games with 19 starts and only 6 penalties in over 1,400 offensive plays. Poles wanted Bates a couple of years ago because he knows he's athletic, knows he can play in multiple different positions on the offensive line, a lot of grit, doesn't get penalized, and is a very healthy player. Bates last year with the Bills actually was on and off of injured reserve. So before that, he was a very healthy player. He's been healthy throughout the entire camp, looking really good so far. And if he can play and be a key depth piece for this team, it's going to be huge down the road because offensive linemen are hurt all the time. Bates can go in there. So Poles did a great job with bringing him either in as a starting center, a starting guard, or a depth piece. That's what he's going to be. Great pickup for start off at number 5. Number 4 out of 5 for me is a very recent one. In fact, happened on Friday, August 23rd, was Darrell Taylor, who we brought in from the Seattle Seahawks via trade, sending a 25 6th round pick and only taking on a $3.1 million cap hit. A B for now is a grade, but if this guy can do what he's done the last couple of years in Seattle, could turn out to be an A+ trade. He's only 27 years old, standing at 6'4", 267 pounds, bringing the size and the speed. And through 3 seasons, he has 91 total tackles with 90 quarterback pressures, 34 quarterback hits, and 21.5 sacks. Dude is an absolutely fantastic player, and he was a rotation guy with those stats, keep in mind. Only started 8 games in his NFL career, only missing 1 in total, but fantastic rotation guy behind Montez Sweat and DeMarcus Walker or Austin Booker, whoever it ends up being. But he brings so much to this pass rush, creating a ton of pressure in the backfield. Such a low-risk, high-reward trade because if he doesn't work out this year, we only gave up a 6 for him. But if he does work out, he's on the Bears roster. You could start negotiating with him now, and he won't be crazy expensive. Huge move by Poles because he heard Matt Eberflus in the presser after the Chiefs game saying, hey, we need more defensive line depth. Did exactly that for him. Great move here. That's why it's at number 4. And before I get more into today's video, I would like to thank today's sponsor, BetUS.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
BetUS online sportsbook and casino is one of the biggest in the United States, and I am excited to be paired with them because they give great opportunities for us as Bears fans and if you're just betting in general. And right now, paired with BetUS, I am offering you a 125% match bonus up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. Go to the link in the description below now in order to start making your bets because they have some great lines on the Bears this year, and it is super exciting to see. And quickly want to happily announce our first first viewing party of the 2024 season will be week 2 against the Houston Texans at Rizzo's Bar and Inn, presented by Freshie and Authentico Tequila. Your ticket, it gets you in, a drink included, and also a donation to charity. A $20 ticket, link in the description now. Make sure that you get yours today. Tickets are starting to fly now. We want to see you guys there. It was a ton of fun at the draft party and would love to see you guys again there. So the third player I'm going to hit on today is running back DeAndre Swift, who we signed out of free agency to a 3-year, $24 million contract, a B+ grade in my personal opinion. The 25-year-old 5'9", 215-pound running back absolutely packs a punch and is coming off his first career Pro Bowl and 1,000-yard rushing season with the Philadelphia Eagles. In total, over 4 seasons, he has 2,729 rushing yards with a 4.6 yard per carry average and 23 rushing touchdowns, but he can do it all out of the backfield with 1,412 receiving yards, a 7.2 yard per catch average, and 8 receiving touchdowns, totaling 31 over 4 seasons. A very versatile player, can do it all, can block too as well, and is a great target for Caleb Williams, and he's doing a fantastic job at camp and in the preseason so far. So I love this for Shane Waldron's office. Love this pickup overall for Ryan Poles, and I think things are going in the right direction, and it was a great move for the longevity of this running back room. My number 2 comes in at Keenan Allen, the wide receiver that we picked up from the Los Angeles Chargers via trade for a 24 fourth-round pick, taking on a $16.7 million cap hit. This absolutely got an A grade. This 32-year-old, 6'2", 211-pound wide receiver, not fat, by the way, is a 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, and 2017 Comeback Player of the Year. In his career, he has over 10,000 receiving yards, 11.6 yard per catch average, 59 touchdowns, and 557 first downs. He is everything that we needed. This was before we brought in Rome Odunze, which the pairing of him and DJ Moore automatically made a top 10 receiving room. But bringing in Rome was the cherry on top, because Allen can bring that mentorship now to Scott, to Jones Jr., to Moore, and now Rome Odunze. Literally, this was a huge pickup. I was not expecting it, but for a 4th-round pick, the Chargers just needed to get rid of cap and start rebuilding through the draft. That's what we did. Bears are also in a huge position for next year in order to pay him if they wanted to bring him back on maybe a 1-year or 2-year contract. But what a pickup by Roland Poles, and that's why I'm giving it an A. Now, before I get into my number 1 player, I would like to introduce our new segment, Fantasy Football Recap with Dan Richmond.
Hello and welcome to Fantasy on the Fly. Is Cole Kmet a fantasy starter? The 2023 stats say yes. The experts are saying no. 2023, Kmet, 73 catches, over 700 yards, 6 scores. Really good stats for a fantasy tight end. He was ranked 7th. This year, the experts are saying he will be the 12th through 16th ranked tight end. I think that's way too low. I like Cole Kmet as a fantasy starter. Usually a tight end is a young quarterback's best friend. I expect nice things this year from Cole Kmet, 800 yards and 7 scores. Patrick Mahomes, where do you draft him this year? 2022, over 5,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. 2023, slightly over 4,000 yards and 27 scores. I think Mahomes is going to be somewhere in between his 2022 and 2023 stats. Based on that, I think Patrick Mahomes, a late 2nd-round pick or a 3rd-round pick early in the 3rd round. That's Fantasy on the Fly.
Make sure to stay tuned all season long for the best fantasy insights from Dan Richmond before every Bears game. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you comment your thoughts in the comment section below, what you want Dan to cover, but get ready to win your fantasy league thanks to Dan. And the number 1 guy I'm going to hit on today, defensive back Jaylen Johnson. We re-signed him to a 4-year, $80+ million contract, which was less valuable than the franchise tag this year, an A+ grade. The 24-year-old, 6 foot, 196 defensive back had his first All-Pro and Pro Bowl season last year with the Chicago Bears. In his career, totaling 161 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 5 interceptions, and 41 pass deflections, along with his first career pick 6 this past year. Not only that, a 39.2 QBR when targeted, the best in the NFL last season. You want to show you're serious about winning ball games. You show you want to be serious about building this team. You pay the right players, especially the ones that are homegrown. Johnson is the best defensive back in the NFL. He's been doing a fantastic job. This room is so talented, and he's the leader. you getting rid of him would have absolutely destroyed all the chemistry that this Bears team has put together the last couple of years. Also, 24 years old, 4-year contract, going to be 28 after this one. Bears can either let him walk or re-sign him to another one. What a move by Ryan Poles. Great strategic time. I love this move, A+, and that's why it's number one for me. Overall, Poles has done a fantastic job in 3 years, and that's why this team is ready to win a lot of ball games for a long time. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But thank you for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Comment your thoughts of my top 5 in the comments below, and if you would change anything. And please subscribe to the channel. Help us hit 18,000 before week 1. But with that, thank you as always for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.